Hi Abhishek, good morning.
Good morning. Hi.
How are you?
Good, good. How are you?
All good. So, we are doing this short series on our alumni who are now in jobs and at various places in the world. Could you tell a little bit about yourself, which course you did, which university, and now where you are working?
Okay. So, my name is Abhishek Anantakrishnan. I'm from Mumbai. I've been born and brought up there, and I pursued a master's in finance at Purdue in Indiana. Purdue University in Indiana, and there was a 10-month program, and now I'm working in Cummins based in Columbus, Indiana, and I've been in the company for 2 years now.
Okay, that's great to know. So, what was the process for looking for a job? Was it just simple applications from the university? How did it all go about?
I mean, there were different avenues for applying and pursuing. Obviously, LinkedIn, Indeed were the aggregating websites that you could use for applying. Company websites that post roles were also a good starting point. Networking is another huge point. The university helps you in talking to people from uh, Cummins or any companies that are involved in recruiting from your particular university. So through network and through LinkedIn is the key areas that I used for finding a job.
Okay, so they have a dedicated career placement cell or some center?
Yeah, so Purdue has a career development center that also helps you in right from the start of your program. Will help you in building your resume, building any kind of letter of recommendations and statements that are required for applications for different roles. Since I was in finance, there were multiple roles that I could have pursued and did pursue, which was in investment banking, consulting, and various other roles. So every role has different criterias for applying to applying to a role where you are either involved in a case study or a group discussion or a panel interview. So these development cells help you build your resume, help you train and upskill yourself to these different interviews and different job profiles.
That's actually quite encouraging because that means the university is quite supportive in this particular journey when you are
Yeah,
applying for jobs.
yeah, Purdue, and I think I can vouch for other universities in US as well, have very focused approach for the group of people who join a particular course, be it finance, marketing. They try to understand what the need from the industry is for companies on what kind of students they are looking to recruit, and they try to adjust their program to align with that, and also they try to implement that through these development cells and through their professors on what needs to be added to your resume for adding the skills to be applicable for any kind of role that you are interested in.
That's nice. Could you tell a bit about your job profile right now? I know you mentioned you're in the finance department.
Yeah, so I work in Cummins, and Cummins is a manufacturing company. It manufactures engines for various automobile, which is trucks and pickup trucks and everything that's related to mining and railways as well. So it's pure manufacturing, and I work in one of the plants for Cummins, and in the plant I'm part of the plant finance team. So since Cummins is so heavy in manufacturing, my finance role is more inclined towards supply chain. So this is a supply chain finance role where there's a lot involved with with considering the costs that a company bears and the efficiencies involved with labor, since it's a lot more manufacturing focused. So my job profile or my job background is more focused on supply chain and basic accounting and financial reporting.
Okay, that would be a bit challenging for me, for example.
Yeah.
Uh, Okay, so Abhishek, without getting into very specific, would you say, or is it fair to understand that students are able to recover whatever investment they make during their master's education? Are they able to recover that amount in 1 to 2 years of working?
Mm, so I would say, obviously it depends on from university to university, and also depends on your program, whether you're doing an undergrad or whether you're doing a 2 year master's or a 1 year master's. I did a 1 year master's, and I think 1 to 2 years is possible, but I would say in some cases it does take longer as well, because of the fact that you, as an international student, when you're studying, you don't really have much opportunities to work part time.
Right.
um, there are restrictions obviously with regards to your visa and your what you're allowed to do as part time. So, and again, to the point of whether you're in a 2 year, 4 year, or 1 year course, the time is a huge factor, because when you're in a 1 year course, you really can't
Uh,
afford too much time for part time work, because you also have to focus on your academics and get through your course and submissions and stuff. So it can differ, but yes, 1 to 2 years is possible. But sometimes I wouldn't say uh, it's like a certainty. I would say sometimes it does take longer with all these factors to consider.
Fair enough, fair enough. Because that is something which parents want to look at probably when they want to send their kids abroad. That
Yep.
what is the
Yeah,
probability?
I understand. And I think a lot of people are focused on that as soon as they start studying, which is obviously a good thing. But I think it comes down to a lot comes down to what your ambitions are, because you're in a program that involves a lot of, if it involves a lot of project submissions, project involvement, and you run in a tight schedule, then you probably have to, you'll spread yourself too thin if you start doing part time for a longer period of time. But again, in a course which is spread out over 2 years or 4 years, you have a longer time frame to plan and dedicate yourself to all these things.
Absolutely. I think that is a very fair answer. So if let's say you are to give an advice to an incoming student, what would you say would be things to look out for, or what kind of suggestion or advice would you give?
Um, I would say obviously narrow down on your universities, which Leslie. I mean, when I was coming in, they helped you guys helped a lot on narrowing down on the university you want. But again, it comes down to your personal preference. And then once you're narrowed down on universities, I would say consider all factors around it, the place that you're going to, the companies that are set up near your place, the state that you want to, or the state the university is in. Think of the companies that are big in those states and that recruit big from those states. So you would have a better idea on what roles there are out there for for once you graduate. And then again, it was a personal preference for me, but think about the culture involved in those states, if that matters to you at all. But US is I mean, particularly talking about the US is a big country, and it's spread across 50 states, which is a huge area, and every state has a different culture. So for some people, it wouldn't really matter much, but do think about it. And then, lastly, I would say again, it's again personal preference. If you don't want to think about the weather, then
Yes.
think about the weather, because it does get really bad
Hmm.
across every state. But I think the one of the truths that many people may deny is every state has a unique weather. You
Okay.
cannot skip any. You cannot go to any state in the US because it's not cold or it's not hot or it's whatever.
Mhm.
Because every state has something or the other going on weather-wise. So keep that in mind. I would say as a bonus.
Thank you so much for that. I'm sure those are very useful tips for the newcomers, and they are always very concerned and careful about weather. And parents, of course, do have that concern coming from places like Bombay and Bangalore, which has a relatively stable weather, and the
Yeah.
harsh winters they have never seen. So that is something. But thank you so much, Abhishek. Thank you for giving us this time, and
Yeah.
all the very best to
Yeah,
you.
no, thank you so much. No worries. I mean, obviously, it was nice to connect with you guys and talk to you guys. And yeah, thank you so much for all the help, for helping me with my applications a few years back. And yeah, all the best for
Thank
the future.
you. Thank you so much. And stay in touch. All the best to you, Abhishek. Thank you.
All right. See you. Thank you. Bye.